On today's episode of Watch Share Go, we talk about what needs fixed on my 1965 Ford F-100 Custom Cab. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch Share Go, and like I said, we're here with my 65 Ford, and in the last video you saw, we went and put a new battery in it, we put a Superstart Platinum in it, and now we've got to figure out what else needs done to get this thing back on the road, and maybe we'll get it started too. So, let's come around the front and start with the important part. Like I said in the last video, this thing has been sitting for a very long time. Of course, it was driven pretty regularly, once a year. That's not very regular, but it was driven yearly at least, maybe 2 times a year. A lot of stuff has started to rot out. I mean, it's old, and those things happen. So we've got a lot of hoses that need replaced in here. You can see all the hoses are all cracking, all the rubber hoses. There's leaks everywhere. The valve cover gaskets need done. Honestly, the whole engine just needs resealed. You can see we have some very old heater hoses in here. Time to do those as well. I'd say those need replaced with some Gates hose. So we'll have to get that done. Of course, it needs a full tune-up. We're going to do plugs, wires, get all that replaced, do a lot of cleaning. Just the engine bay in general needs a lot of cleaning. There's also a lot of wire cleanup I want to do. We could probably make all of these individual wires that are in here completely disappear, at least loom them, hide them, zip tie it all together, and just make it look nice in general. This new battery looks great already, so at least we're making some progress. The belts are old and cracking. All the accessory belts, they don't look great. The AC doesn't work right now, of course, because it's just really old. And of course, I'm sure that leaked down probably 15, 20 years ago. Refrigerant, it's hard to keep that stuff trapped in these old systems. So we will need to recharge that. And it uses R12, which might be a battle in itself. Kind of hard to find. I know I've got a few cans of it. We could probably get the thing charged. We'll just kind of have to see how that goes. We'll have to get all the leaks fixed first because kind of a one-shot deal. I think the rear main and the front main seals, well, the rear main I know is shot. It leaks like you wouldn't believe. It's an old cotton seal, and that'll probably take some work, some doing to get that one replaced. I think you have to actually drop the crank down. You have to like release all the main bearings, drop the crank. A lot of work to do there. Front main seal, hopefully that one's easier. It may be the same boat, but at least if the crank's down, you can do them at the same time. After the engine, we've got the transmission. The transmission also leaks like a sieve. It's a C4, and it's probably time for a rebuild. So our game plan is to just go ahead and drop the trans. I hear it's the easiest transmission to rebuild in the world. I've never been inside a C4. Been inside of lots of GM transmissions, and they're not terrible, so I'm hoping the C4 truly is that much easier. I plan on doing an entire front-to-back rebuild kit with clutches, steels, and then reseal it, put it right back in, and it should be good. In the last video, I mentioned that the tach doesn't work. We're gonna have to look into that a little bit. We have that old Sun tach driver for that old Sun tach. That'll take some troubleshooting. I've never seen the tach move before, so I'd like to figure that out. Over here, we have the brakes, and the brakes definitely need some help. They've been feeling really weak, so I'm gonna do all of the brakes front to back. New drums, new pads, shoes, brake fluid. We'll put Motul RBF 660 in it, of course. We're going all the way through this. It's just gonna be perfect when we're done. The tires are 20, 30 years old as well. Actually, I think they could be pushing past 30 years old. Very, very old tires. I need to get those. We've got some equivalents, we think, figured out. I wanna upgrade those to a nice new tire that's a lot safer. Instead of these old bias plies, we'll go to some radials, and that should improve handling, just improve everything in general, cold weather performance, and you know, It'll be a driver. Even though I don't ever want it to end up in the rain, it might, so we might as well just get that taken care of, get a good tire on there. You can see the chrome needs polished really well. That's gonna take some doing. The center caps are kind of oxidized, and probably time for new lug nuts. Time to do a lot of stuff in there to make sure the wheels and tires look great. Speaking of other things that need cleaned up, the whole truck needs a full detail. So we need to get it out, get a detailer over here with a foam cannon, foam it up, and really just do an excellent job cleaning this thing up. Obviously, no abrasives or anything. I need a detailer that knows how to take care of old cars, basically. Because, of course, it's covered in dirt. Some of the seals are cracking. I mean, it's just normal things on an old truck. That happens. Because the back window needs some help as well. The glass, like the sealant's starting to come out of it, and that'll need razor bladed, cleaned up a little bit. And then down here, that needs some real help. The sealant, it's actually still gooey and everything. It's slowly dripping out of there. I don't know exactly what that's going to need to get cleaned up, but it's really nasty stuff and we don't want to hurt the paint. So that will take a special detailer that knows how to get these things clean. This truck has 2 fuel tanks, which I did show you guys in the last video. There's a switch. There's actually a mechanical valve on the side of the seat, and you turn that to select which tank you want. Now, it's not labeled, and you don't actually know which tank you're pulling fuel from. You just are kind of looking for fuel, and if the truck dies, you're on the wrong one. But we've got one down here, and we have the one behind the seat right here in the cab. And they're both pretty old and pretty full of rust because the last time we switched tanks, it sucked a bunch of trash in the fuel system and we had to put a fuel pump in it. So this time, I want to get the tanks out, clean them up properly, and maybe we'll do some more upgrades on that in the future. I've got some plans for it. Maybe we'll get rid of that valve too. Honestly, it's fine with one tank, and it would simplify a lot of other things. Inside the truck, we've got quite a few things to address, but now that we have power, we've got the old foot horn. This doesn't do anything, but this sure does. Like I said, if you're trying to get the high beams, you're probably gonna end up with the horn. Can't tell you how many times I've done that. We could probably get the thing running right now, because obviously we've got that new battery in there. Cranks just fine. If we sprayed a little bit of fuel into the intake, I bet it would start right up and we'd have no problems getting it running. So that's simple enough. I do think the carb will need cleaned, taken down. We'll see where we go with that. We have a few ideas. The radio, of course, if it's on, here's what the radio sounds like. Give it a second, and it should come on anytime now. You can hear the radio click when it turns on, and then usually after a few seconds you start hearing a it sounds like a helicopter coming in. And that needs some looking into. Probably send the radio out and have it rebuilt, if anything. If we don't upgrade it and hide, like, maybe just put a normal speaker in there and hide an amplifier somewhere with a Bluetooth module so you could have some music in the truck. It looks like we'll need front glass. There's a big chip right there, and I bet this glass, this wraparound glass, is incredibly hard to find, so we might just leave that. With power, we can really see everything work, which is awesome. Here is the heater fan. Our heat controls, that's our valve for the heater hoses there. This is our switch for the KC lights up front. You can hear the relay. That all works. And the AC fan, that works too. Oil pressure. I just want it will start, like, I bet. We didn't even do it, we didn't spray it, fuel it or anything, it just starts. You can do it, girl, come on. Stay running. It's been years. Oh, come on. Half choke. Come on. Oh, it's so close. We're gonna get this thing running. Oop. All right, we better check the oil real quick if we're gonna actually start the thing. Oh, it's perfect. We got plenty of oil in there. It sure isn't pretty. That is an ugly oil, but you know, that's part of our build here. It's not at the top, it's about a quart low. A quart low after the last 10, 15 years of sitting is not bad at all. I bet all the fluids are still in here. Oh man, we are out of power steering fluid, aren't we? Let's see. Oh yeah, power steering is looking pretty dry right there. And let's check the trans since we're in here. Snake through the heater hoses. Oh yeah, there's still trans fluid in there too. So that's not bad. We didn't do any of this. It's been sitting for years and years and years. And it came right back to life with a battery. That's pretty incredible. Man, that thing runs so well. Came right back to an idle and everything. We've got a heck of an exhaust leak though. Huge exhaust leak. I think we might be able to drive it out of here. Alternator's charging. We'll give it a second, let the temp come up a little bit, let this thing warm up, and we'll try to pull it forward. I'd love to see it move under its own power. Even when we moved it here, we trailered it and used a winch to get it in. We didn't want to mess with it anymore, or beat on the starter or anything, but it came right to life. So that's insane. Also, for everybody that talks about gasoline being old, this gas is at minimum like 5-6 years old because it's sat for a long time since the last time I've driven it. The leak's right here on the front. Clearly needs a gasket, but I bet it would sound flawless if we had one in there. Letting her warm up a little more. I do know there is fluid in that power steering, it's just not full. We'll get that sorted out when we get started tearing everything down. Oh yeah. I should probably do a radiator. There's a lot of rust in it, but there's plenty of coolant. Plenty of coolant. Let's try to pull this thing out. Get the hood closed here. Look at all this smoke. This is crazy. The whole shop is full of blue exhaust from all the oil that was in there. Man. All right, let's see. Let's see if it'll move under its own power. I'm pretty excited about this. Oop. Well, I don't have any brakes at all, and the trans is probably out of fluid. I was actually giving it quite a bit of throttle, and then you felt it kind of get enough pump pressure to engage, and it took off for just a second there. But there's zero brakes. We're gonna have to push it back in so we don't hit the EXP. But man, that's cool. Listen to this thing run. Listen to the dual exhaust back here. What a good sound out of this old truck. Perfect. Let's hear this baby purr. Oh, it's starting to run better, way better. It's starting to come off idle a little bit. Accelerator pump's probably beat. Well, this truck is insane. It just keeps on going year after year after year with almost no maintenance. I mean, the last things we've done, fluids, fuel pump, and then a battery. And every time we put a battery in it, it seems to come right back to life. A lot of old oil smoke coming out of the exhaust right now. Has been sitting, like I said, for, I don't know the last time I've driven it. Could have been 10 years, but that was it. That was the first start after 10 years. So that is everything that's wrong with it. We'll just kind of move it over to Josh's and then just get started on working on it. I don't really have a plan or an order. Obviously the trans and the brakes are the most important parts right now because the engine does run, but we'll start there. We'll get tires on it and we'll just keep right on moving until it's a really nice truck again. I mean, it's a really nice truck, but until it's fun to drive and you can just know that it's ready to go at any point in time. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the 65 Ford build. And in the next episode, maybe we'll get the trans out. Please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. All right, now we got to push this thing back inside. It is crazy heavy. Like, it's no joke. You know what else? Let's get some real bonus content for the OGs. We're gonna start the EXP. I brought the jump pack. I know it'll start right up. Let's do this. A car you guys haven't seen in a while, and I know everybody loves it. Let me get the hood open since we're in here starting up old cars. And I'm pretty sure the battery's probably dead at this point. I haven't driven this in 6, 7, 8 months. It's been a long time. Since the video we made about the carburetor, it's been parked. I don't even remember how to open this thing. Wow! I forgot that this car was perfect. It's so nice. I honestly forgot. Here's our OG Ford keys for this bad boy. Let's get in here and start it up. That battery is dead. We'll try this one more time here. Nope. No go. Battery's too dead. Well, the old EXP needs a battery. I guess we'll put it away. It'll live to run another day.